Are you trying to reinvent yourself? Are you trying to grow your empathy? Well, then subscribe to the show because that is what I am trying to do here. And those are really the two biggest takeaways that I get from listening to stories like this.
The music dream is just, I don't know how it's going to come off, but to be the biggest thing in the entire world, because I don't know, I'm going to die one day. And I did not realize that until I started working in an emergency room. And the first time I saw it and I was like, oh, that's going to be me. So I need to fucking do something, you know what I mean?
What do you do in the emergency room?
I'm a medic, so basically I work overnights. I'm just there, hands-on everything. So if there's a cardiac arrest or something, I'm the first to chest compressions or getting an IV on somebody. But I don't know, it's a whole thing.
How'd you get into this? What attracted you to it?
My mom was a nurse in a prison. It always seemed like it was a fun job to her, and some things went south, and then she passed when I was 17, and then I graduated high school and went through the whole thing. And
did you grow up in Florida?
Yeah, my whole life has been in South Florida, but I was living with my mom for a while. It was kind of a mess. And we get evicted and we go here, and then we get evicted, we go here, then we're living in a car for a while, then we're doing this, and oh my God, it's all over the place. But South Florida, I've lived in probably every crevice of this part of the state.
What was the most important thing in the world to you when you were 11 years old?
Oh man, specifically at 11 years old, definitely becoming a WWE wrestler all the way. That was the most important thing in my entire life ever. Things were okay at that time. My mom was dating this guy who was super rich and was never ever home, and we were broke our whole life ever. So this was the best. So I finally didn't have to worry about anything for the year that they were together. So that was that's when I finally found my grounds of I gotta be a wrestler and whatever. That is my favorite question ever. That's actually so perfectly relevant, because that is what sparked my whole life from, oh, I want to be a professional wrestler, to I want to be a famous comedian, to famous musician. Just, it's all sprouted literally from wrestling. So that's 11 years old. That's the best time of my life.
You're saying you're almost talking about that year it's a little isolated, maybe things were different before then and after then, but you had this little time capsule where things were kind of good for a while. Can you give me some context around that? Maybe
that was my parents had divorced when I was about 7, and then we me and my mom and my sister did the whole we lived with my mom's mom, so I was with my grandma for a while. I was sleeping on the floor of my aunt's room when we were living there, and then my grandma and her grandpa, they got a divorce, so it was divorce on top of a divorce, and then we all moved to an apartment.
Hey, real quick, if you were the kind of person who probably needs therapy, it's me. But you'd rather listen to a podcast, then subscribe. You found your people. This is the Earth Monster Podcast, the storytelling show that celebrates vulnerability and speaks to the darkest, messiest little parts of your heart about the lies that we tell ourselves every day, the stories that we use to get out of bed, the fantasies that we let propel our lives. I call these things necessary delusions, and it is what I'm really interested in talking to everyone about, the fantasies that we have used to drive us through our lives. So I've been posting this ad on Craigslist in a bunch of different major cities and talking to all of these earth monsters. Today we've got Jeremy. He is such an awesome, inspiring human, and I really appreciated how he showed up today. Here's Jeremy.
And then we all moved to an apartment, and then still had the floor. Couldn't give me a damn bed, bro. And my mom and I and my sister moved out, and I went to a different school every 6 months, because one school I'd get crazy bullied and people would beat the shit out of me, and then the next school, I remember I used to steal bottles of hand sanitizer and put a pen, an ink pen, throw it in there, shake it up, and then chuck it at the wall of a bathroom, and then it would explode everywhere. And then I go to a new school, and then, or we get evicted, or they find out we're not in the right school zone. It's just, and then my mom had dated a ton of people leading up to then. So it was just, I guess instability is the best word to describe it. Mm-hmm. And then that year, it was because I had seen my dad on the weekends or one day a week or something. But as a kid, I was just I hate my dad, blah, that stuff. So then, get to 11 and living in a huge neighborhood, schools in walking distance. I had friends, and things were like super cool for like that 1 year. And then they were like cheating on each other, so it was like, then you got to go, you got to get out of the relationship. But I was talking about that the other day with my girlfriend about how it was like so crazy how like when my mom told me that her and this guy broke up, it literally felt I felt exactly how I felt when my parents divorced. Even though it was like some dude I knew for like a year, it was for some reason it just like crushed me the same amount.
Do you think their breakup meant so much to you because you knew everything that he sort of brought to your life? By it seems like he brought a lot of stability, you said more money. It seems like a lot of stress had been relieved when maybe they got into the relationship, so maybe when they're breaking up you're like, oh man, we're going back.
Yeah, exactly. That's like 100% exactly what it was. Just going like of course, like the second they broke up, it was immediately back to that life. And then it was like worse because then the people my mom started dating after, because this guy was a police officer and he was never home because he was like in the army, and like not being like, he was the golden standard for all humans. Like he was a guy, like he had his faults and stuff, but everyone else my mom dated was like bronze, like not the gold standard, like
Yeah.
so. And then it just started going downhill.
What did the wrestling thing mean to you at the time? Like, what was the idea there to be a professional wrestler?
I hated my dad. Like my mom would tell me to hate my dad, so I was like, "Yes, mom, I hate dad."
Is that what it
And
was?
I think that could have been it. Like I don't have too much memory as a kid of like any reason to hate my dad other than just like, you know, you're with your mom and your mom hates your dad, so it's like, fuck, dude, dad sucks. Like. So
Yeah.
it was just more of like I didn't have like a father figure or whatever. So I had to I don't know. I guess like John Cena was like the man, and I just wanted to be John Cena. And all the goofy characters in the WWE, those were the people I was actually like. But I just wanted to
Yeah.
be John Cena. So it was that constant chase to somehow be John Cena at 11 or 12, like really kept me going. And because I had liked wrestling like leading up to then. And my dad, who at the time obviously was awesome for this, and I couldn't see it, but he was paying for me to go to wrestling classes, like Greco wrestling and stuff. And by this point I had won gold, silver, and bronze in like the different tournaments I do, and I was fucking killing it. So on top of my WWE obsession, I also was like actually killing it with like martial
Wrestling.
arts and stuff.
Oh, cool.
So it just was kind of the first thing I was like actually good at.
Would the John Cena thing be like, you said, a little bit of male role model, maybe a little like aspirational, this is a strong, unbreakable guy or something like that? Is that kind of the idea? Maybe you're this kid who's feeling like a little knocked around, and you've got this idea that like, oh, but if I'm a professional wrestler, I got vibrato, I've got
Yeah.
all that.
No, 100%. Yeah, I was, because that's the man. And I was like, because of, I wouldn't call it like eating patterns. I would call it like just like we'd eat when we got food, kind of thing. So it was like, I don't know. I know I was 90 pounds when I was 17. I don't know how many pounds I was when I was 12. So probably like not a good judge on math, but like
Wow.
2 pounds, 3 pounds. I don't like, I was probably like, I don't know. But, so yeah, I was this little squirt of a child. So definitely look into the whole John Cena thing and kind of making me feel like I was, this big dude was the best thing.
So how do you think you carried that idea with you into your life, into your adult life?
I think I always just kind of applied that to like, it wasn't always John Cena, but it was always somebody I wanted to kind of lead up to being. And that was like a huge thing, just basically finding inspiration in any person I could possibly meet or see or think of.
Yeah.
And because like I said, like he was the start of that. And then just comedians or musicians,
Give me a
even
little
ones I
list.
didn't like. As far as comedians go, because that was like, it was wrestling, professional skateboarding, because skateboarding I was also pretty good at, and that was like Rodney Mullen was like my absolute hero, creator of the kickflip, and he's the best.
Sure.
And then comedians, I always loved like Steve Martin, Fred Armisen, Sam Kinison, like, and not so much Sam Kinison, but like Steve Martin's like that is the biggest comedian like ever. Like, are you kidding me? And then musicians, it was like Elton John, John Lennon, Bob Dylan, and I started realizing that pattern of like it's always the titans of the industries that I like. Like John Cena's top dog, Rodney Mullen, amazing. Like
Yeah.
Steve Martin, biggest comedian ever. Bob Dylan, biggest thing in the entire world. Like, so it was, that was kind of how I've carried it through my whole life of just, I've always compared myself to the biggest thing I could possibly think of. And to a fault, you know, that makes me feel smaller than ever because I compare myself to these titans. But the fact that I have that, I don't know if you want to call it ego or ability to be full of myself or whatever, is enough to kind of level me out. So I
Yeah.
feel so small next to the huge thing, but the fact I can think of it, I feel like a normal person, you know?
So like let's go behind it a little bit. Like what does that mean to be the best thing in the world? What does that mean about you if you're the best thing at something?
I'd say probably legacy or ability to not be forgotten is
Mm-hmm.
because technically, like, and I believe this too. All my friends think I'm crazy and you know whatever. But as long as you're doing what you want to do, that is life. Life is doing what you want to do. Life is achieving what you want to do. And to be the biggest thing in the entire world, if that's what you want to do, that's life to you. If you want to just kind of like make it by and like you play gigs every now and then and you have a job that you like, and that is like you are so happy doing that, that is better than anything else anyone could ever achieve. But like for me personally, I guess it's just legacy. Like I just want to Grammys, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like all that stupid shit. Like not
Hmm.
that in the moment that I'm like, I need this like little statue thing. It's more just I'm terrified of dying. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I have religious beliefs.
Hmm.
Still don't know what's gonna happen to me. I see it all the time at work. I literally will just like when we lose a person, I have to put them in the body bag and take them to the morgue and do the whole thing. So I see the whole process and I'm
Yeah.
the one doing the whole process. And you're still just like you're looking at this person like you're gonna say hi, or you're gonna wake up. Like it's this weird you just as a human being, no matter how many times you see it, at least for me personally, I just cannot comprehend that this is it. So, in my version of that, I think being remembered is how you live forever, and so that's, I guess, my most important thing to me is just being remembered is a huge thing, you know.
Yeah.
But for all like good things and such.
Jeremy, how do you think your mom would feel about the things that you're doing now?
Oh man, I think she'd be proud of me. I mean, she knew me at the very very beginning of getting into music, and I think especially now, because the music I was making then is very different to now. Now I'm very 60s and 70s classic rock is like kind of the vibe I go for, and
Mm-hmm.
that was the only music that she listened to. So I think she would love it. She'd be super proud of me for anything I do. You know what I mean? Like you know how moms are and stuff. So I could do anything. My mom would be like, "What?" you know. So I definitely think she'd be proud of me. But you know,
What do you think you aim for in your life outside of professional ambition? What kind of person do you aim to be? What kinds of things do you hope or wish for in your personal life?
the word the real deal is like that's like my favorite thing because I always just want to be completely transparent, completely real, authentic, or whatever you want to call it, and also super well rounded. Like right now, I'm 24. I have, you know, been publicly executed and shot down in private by my throughout my entire life and all sorts of things. Uh,
You just
and
mean like
ego death.
rejection kind of thing?
Yeah, just all in every sense of the word. And and I still remain to have this bit of confidence. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that has to do with just my age, like this like cockiness that I'm gonna be the best. Blah, blah. I I hope to get there, obviously, but I also hope to not have to say it one day and just to actually live it. Like sometimes I feel like I'm not doing everything I can do to get there,
Yeah.
um, as much as I say I do. So I hope that one day I become well-rounded enough where I don't come off as cocky or I'm super confident. I just want to want to be well-rounded and come off like I know who I am is the big thing. Because right now I
Yeah.
don't know who I am. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna rewatch what's happening right now in a year. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, what am I saying? You know?
Wait,
So,
talk to me about why you don't know who you are. What don't you know? Where's your biggest blind spot personally? Do you have
um,
any sense of it?
I I I know it's there. I don't know what it is. I think it's I depersonalize a lot, which is like where I think that's the word. It's where it feels like you're watching a movie through your eyes.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of the same as just being lightheaded or dizzy, but it's like different. I don't know. Like I'm doing it right now. Like it's just something that happens all the time. And the best way to describe that feeling is like if you have like hair in your face and you're trying to do something, but you keep trying to get the hair out of your face and then it goes in your face, like it just constantly feels like I'm clouded all of the time. And I think that is my biggest weakness and my biggest tell all or whatever, tell of
Mm-hmm.
not fully knowing who I am or not fully being confident in who I am is kind of this like scramble to just, I'm going to say the right thing or do the right thing or whatever. And then as soon as I finish doing whatever I'm doing, I'm just like, what the hell just happened? Like, I guess that's like me at work is the not the best version of myself, but the most like I cannot afford to be I don't know what I'm doing. Like at
Yeah.
work I have to be like I'm this. Um and it in a way it is like an act. Like, not everybody, even like the doctors at work, and so not everybody's like I'm the most confident, brave person in the whole world. Everyone's a human being. But when I put it on as an act, I think that definitely helps. But in my real life, I don't always want to put on an act, so I have to find the balance and hope that it sinks into who I really am, and not
Yeah.
just feel like I'm like with a blanket over my head all the time.
If you had to look back, how long you feel like you've been living with a blanket over your head?
I think when things I didn't believe were happening, I think that was like because I know depersonalization is like technically a trauma response,
Yeah.
and your body your eyes and everything you separate from what's happening in the exterior world or whatever. And it's big words, and I I don't know. It's funny because like the first thing that happened that I cannot believe was happening that in the moment I didn't even know was happening was when I had a blanket over my head and in real life and I was in the back of my mom's car and she was I don't know, she told me she was like buying me Jordans. She's like, I gotta make payments on these Jordans. I was like, obviously that happens in real life, I guess. But she was buying drugs and like we were going to like Lil Haiti and like Hialeah and stuff, like those are like spots in Miami that I guess you would get these things from. It would always be like, if you move, like, and if anybody sees you under this blanket, like, I could die, so you cannot move. And it was like, all right, no problem. And that was like the first thing of like, holy shit, like, it made me feel like I was like in a movie. Like, you don't hear that in real. If you move, I'll die. That's crazy. You don't hear that in real life.
Yeah.
So, I think that was definitely the first time that kind of blanket thing was introduced. Because like I've lived a full life. Like it's in the worst way possible. And I think that's also why I want all all the glory and all because I feel like I'm like, come on, man, I deserve a little bit. Like it's just been so crazy and awful. It's like, I want like something. But yeah, that's definitely the first time I really felt that kind of blanket thing
Yeah.
was that.
It's kind of awesome that you're able to put words to it and like hash all of that out. Do you ever go after that and go like, I'm going to take the blanket off my head? Or is it more like, I'm going to keep living and eventually this thing is going to lift?
It's a little bit of both, because I have that drive to get it all figured out. I have like all my favorite books and stuff that I rip through and read them over and over again, and it's all like the titles of them will make you roll your eyes, but it's like it helps me because
What are they about?
don't judge a book. It's like Science of Getting Rich and Think and Grow Rich is like those are the two huge ones. The Alchemist is like that's a pretty popular one, but like that's a like huge inspiration to me.
Mm-hmm.
I John Waters has a book that I read a lot, and like just like these things about like shifting your mind to like Think and Grow Rich and Science of Getting Rich are like these are not books that are like you're gonna get rich with money and this is how you're gonna do it. It's not it's more like, it's actually crazier than that. It's more like thinking on this like sort of frequency of like, if every single thing, every thought you think is good and positive and whatever, soon it will, all of your conscious thoughts that you think while you're awake will sink into your subconscious mind and then take fruition or whatever into real life. Like it's a whole crazy
Yes.
thing. And it's essentially like manifestation or whatever you want to call it. But
I call it a necessary delusion.
yes,
It's
yes,
exactly
dude,
what I call
exactly.
it.
Yes. That's exactly what it is. Yes. So yeah, it's like all like shit like that, and I'm like, I need this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't have health insurance. I don't have any money for therapy. Or I'm selling. Like I'm a musician. I have my piano and I have my guitar, and that is, and I have all this other shit. And I'm selling everything. So fucked, dude. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm figuring it out. Like I'm getting there. I'm trying to figure it out and stuff. So, it's a whole crazy thing, but I'm still, because of those books, they've like adjusted my thinking where I'm not just like this money hungry crazy person. It's where I'm like, okay, it's not going to be like this forever. Like there's no way. Like eventually the blanket will be lifted.
Jeremy, I don't even want to get into. I do want to get into it, but it's just not what this podcast is for. To talk about the idea that you work in a hospital and you don't have health insurance. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate the talk today. Do I have your permission to share this conversation online,
100%.
podcast, all that?
Yeah, all I do is I watch all my heroes on podcasts or old interviews, and that's how I kind of get through life and how I shape who I am. And I think even they would all agree that like if they rewatched those interviews, they'd like roll their eyes and be like, "Oh, I'm so different now." So this is perfect for anybody that likes me in the future, likes me now, to rewatch and get some insight on me, so that a year later they could be like, "Oh wait, he's completely changed." So
Yeah.
totally, 100%.
Jeremy, what do you think? I wonder if you have this kind of perspective, but it's pretty specific, like early childhood, like path that you were taking, divorce and going with your mom and family and all this stuff. What do you feel like that kind of instability in your childhood? Uh, what kind of impact did it make on you as an adult and the way that you move in life or the way that you treat the people around you?
I definitely would say that it makes me treat strangers really, really well. Like I like anybody in public that I just bump into or whatever, I have to be super, super nice to them because I don't know what they're going through. So I cannot be the person that like, I can't be that thing that breaks the camel's back or whatever it is. I
Yeah.
don't want to be that. So, and it's also horribly negatively affected my life in every awful way possible. But, like I'm figuring it out. Like like relationships and stuff. Like I'm not like this like crazy person or whatever. I just will literally shut down completely. Like if there's something that I'm going through and I don't know how to talk about it to my partner or whatever, I just I don't know. I just can't talk. It's like it's a whole weird thing that has happened because however my parents were when I was a kid and whatever I saw, however I saw my parents deal with instability, I have to be the complete opposite. So I try to be, so I don't know, there's a lot of shutting down,
Yeah.
and kind of just talking very robotically when I need to get my feelings across or whatever. Cause I'm never really like arguing with partners or whatever. It's more just like, yes, blah 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 blah. And I hate that. I want to be a person, and I want to make my partner feel like they're dating a person, not a robot. Um, so I definitely think that's a stability thing of some sorts because it's also like I play it very safely because I don't want to lose this person because it's like, oh, more instability, like it's whole craziness. I don't know. I'm gonna get insurance one day and I'm gonna get a therapist. I'm gonna figure this out. This is
Dude,
my
you're
big
figuring it
goal.
out. You're figuring it out. Give yourself credit, man. I guess I'm wondering. I guess I'm just wondering. You seem like a real empathetic dude. I'm just wondering, does that come through experience? Did somebody model that to you? I mean, you work, like I say, you work as a medic. so much empathy packed into that job. I feel like just the way
Hmm.
that you seem to bring yourself to the world just seems like you sort of come in with a lot of empathy. So where does it come from?
I don't know. Probably my mom. Maybe I don't know. Cause yeah, I'd say my mom. My mom was always um, very like understanding, and she'd try to listen a lot. And uh, yeah, I definitely think my mom, but I think it was also like a lot of like kind of strangers in a way. Like I remember like the first time my mom had overdosed, I had to go in to a bunch of like what's it called, court mandated therapy sessions, and I would just like I'd have a new therapist every single time because I just tell them the whole thing, and then they'd say one wrong thing, and I don't know, I'm like 15, 16, so
Sure.
I'm gonna be like, fuck this, I'm out, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So and it was so I kind of just got the reverse end of that. I was like, how could you not, you as a therapist, how could you not have empathy? How could you not understand? Like I told one therapist, I was like, I feel like I deserve a better life than I've gotten, and they're like, but like, what about people that have one leg? I'm not talking about people with one leg. I'm talking about
Yeah.
me right now. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like I understand what they're saying, but it's just like, man, I don't know. Just so been a lot. I guess a lot of opposite treatment. In a I don't know, some sort of weird way. I think empathy overall is just from whatever, the opposite of whatever I did get through life is the best way to put it.
Yeah. Just one more thing, Jeremy. What about creature comforts? You got any creature comforts you could tell me about?
I don't know what that is.
Creature comforts, like you are the creature, and these are things that you use or do most days, make you feel comfortable, make you feel like yourself, make
Hmm.
you happy. It could be something small.
Okay.
Probably is
Um,
something small.
yeah, I'd say playing piano is like a huge thing. Performing on a stage is like that is the greatest feeling I've ever had in my entire life. I've done like tons and tons of performances, and after every performance, it is the greatest feeling ever. Um, because I don't know, I'm straight edge, and that's like my thing, I guess, is like I've never done drugs, never smoked weed, never drank alcohol, cigarettes, nothing my whole life. And so I don't have like nothing like that has ever been like there to kind of soften the blow or whatever. So, and thank God, because now it's like I don't know, when I play piano, it's like this is crazy, like this feels great. So it's like thank God, like these helpful, non-harmful things are the things that do it for me. So
Yeah.
definitely music.
I want to thank Jeremy for sharing his story today. I don't know about you, but I was so inspired by him, I guess. A guy that is so much younger than me going out there and being like, I want to do something interesting while I chase my dream. I want to go and save lives. It was like something that never occurred to me in a real way. And I wish it had occurred to me because, yeah, what a perspective he has gained on living his life. You can follow Jeremy.
Shout out would be Jeremy Joe Souza on Instagram and Jeremy Joe Souza on TikTok are like the two big things. If you want to like
Mhm.
listen to the music before the EP comes out, I
Yeah.
have a bunch of demos on SoundCloud, and then I also have a lot of live performance videos on YouTube, all under
Yeah.
Jeremy Souza. So it's like with a full backing band and everything. Just my name. I can't think of a name for the backing band. I call them the Beautiful Group.
And if you were inspired by the conversation today, and like I say, trying to find some way to reinvent yourself or grow your empathy, feel more connected to the people around you, then subscribe to the show. That is really my big aim here. But this is the homework that I give every week to myself. Try to figure out what kind of earth monster you want to be. Get an idea and hang on to it tight, like a dog with the bone. Think it, feed it, do it. I'm pretty much Mr. Rogers at this point, but it's the kind of stuff that I respond to. So I'm putting it out there. We will be back next week with more epic, everyday stories of success and redemption. You'll see me next time.